It's time for the X and Y Show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y Show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y Show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings, and greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y Show. I'm your host, Roosevelt, and we are 1 week away from Christmas. Can you believe it? 1 week away, and it's cold everywhere in America but Miami. It's about 85 degrees outside. I got the AC blowing. Everywhere else having snowstorm, and people plowing in each other and all that kind of stuff, and having white Christmases and all that kind of stuff. And we hot as hell down here in Miami. I know a lot of you saying, well, you lucky. Well, I don't see it that way. I always like the cold weather, especially around Christmas time. If you don't get snow, at least give me cold weather. Ever since I left high school, I've always been somewhere where it's cold. So this is some new shit to me. Even though I'm born and raised in Miami, it's still some new shit to me. I never get used to this shit. I've always been in somewhere that was cold. Atlanta, Delaware, Jersey, Philly, Alaska. South Carolina. I've been to places it's always been cold, so I'm not used to this shit. But it is what it is. So I hope all of you got all your shopping done. I know I have, and spent money I shouldn't have spent. But hey, it's only one time a year. It's Christmas time, so you have to kind of splurge sometimes and show the ones that you love them. That you're thinking about them. So I got all my shopping done. Now I'm chilling, drinking some eggnog with a little spiced rum in it, and some IPA beer, and just bringing in the season right. So all I need is some cold weather, and I'll be something else to. Let me stop. Anyway. Hope everyone having a good Christmas. Next time I talk to you, it'll actually be like a Christmas Eve. It'll be Friday, but it'll be Saturday, it'll be Christmas Eve. So it'll be the last time I'll talk to you before the actual big day. So I hope all of you have gotten all your shopping out of the way. I hope all of you ready for the big day to come, and don't work too hard. This is a season that it should be, enjoyed, with family and friends and loved ones. And just, a time of the year where you should just sit back and chill and enjoy the season. So don't work too hard, and enjoy yourself and drink a lot of spiked eggnog. You'll thank me later. Without further ado, let's get to tonight's episode. Now, I want to say a disclaimer before I start tonight's episode. If you are a person that loves tattoos, you absolutely love them, and you love seeing them on people, and you just love the artwork, or you might be a tattoo artist, you might want to not listen to me tonight. Because I'm not going to pull no punches. You know, I mean, y'all know the X&Y show. I mean, I tell it like it is. You know, I don't try to pull no punches. You know, it is what it is. So if you can't take it, now if you can take it, then listen. I hope you can listen to me and with a objective ear. And you know, and this is what I think, and you know, just take it as a grain of salt. You know. But if you can't handle the truth, then I you know, don't listen, because I'm about to light in y'all ass tonight. So if you can't handle it, don't listen. Now, if you're wondering, tonight's episode I'm talking about tattoos. Specifically, tonight's episode is, could having numerous tattoos give off the wrong impression? I'll repeat that. Could having numerous tattoos give off the wrong impression? Now, when I say the wrong impression, you know, I'm talking about a lot of things. I'm talking about as far as a relationship goes, you know, when you're picking your potential mate, you know, for a husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever the case may be. And also just in general. You know, someone who has tattoos, and you know, does it really give off a negative impression? Now, the answer to that is yes, it does. I know a lot of you saying, "Well, I don't agree with that." Well, you full of shit. You full of shit, because it does give off a negative impression. Now, before you start calling me names and sending me emails and all that kind of shit, I have a tattoo. I have a tattoo. Okay? So I'm not someone who thinking I'm all high and mighty and talking about people with tattoos and shit and don't even... I have one. You know? Do I regret it? Hell yeah. I do regret it. This is one of the worst mistakes of my life. And, you know, I did it when I was younger, in my younger days, trying to be cool and shit, you know, and thought it'd look good. And it do look good. I mean, it's good art or whatever, but it's bullshit. You know, I didn't realize at the time, you know, hey, you're doing something that's going to mark your body for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Do I regret it? Yes, I do. And as soon as I get around to it, I'm going to have this shit removed. Really. It's just, you know, it's ridiculous. Now, you can't see it. You can't see it. It's on my left arm, my zodiac sign. So, you know, you can't see it, but, you know, I can see it. I know it's there. And, you know, I think that, you know, as I grow older and more mature and more wise, I realize just how ridiculous it is every time I look at it in the mirror. Now, I want to ask you something. When you see, and I said that I have a tattoo, I'm not talking about people with just a tattoo, little heart on their ass, or a little bird on their ankle and all that shit. You know, that's simple. I'm talking about people with sleeves and on both sides, and tattoos on their neck and legs and all kind of shit. Just ink everywhere. You know, their whole body is inked everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. You know, numerous tattoos. I'm not talking about one tattoo on your titty. You know, one little PM on your ass cheek. You know, nobody can see. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about noticeable tattoos, numerous noticeable tattoos. You know, that's all over your body, your neck, your legs, your ankles, your both shoulders, sleeves, coming out to your fingers, tattoo rings. You get the picture. You know what I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking about. So I would ask you this. When you see a person walking down the street, or you come in arm's length of a person who comes, you meet them in a store or whatever the shit may be, and you see a person with all these tattoos, tattoos on their neck, tattoos on some even on their face, tattoos on their face, some bald-headed, even in the head, on their neck. I mean, they just covered in ink. They're a walking billboard. So let me ask you this. When you see a person with all these tattoos, what is the first thing, honestly, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? I'm not talking about someone who already has numerous tattoos, because you probably like, oh wow, that's cool. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who don't have tattoos. What's the first words that come to your mind when you see someone walking down the street with numerous tattoos? What are some of the words that come to your head? Bum, biker, racist. I mean, some people do think thug, stupid motherfucker, damn fool. I mean, the list goes on and on, depending on who you are. Heathen, if you, for religious reasons, in the Bible, in Leviticus, it says you're not supposed to get tattoos and mark your body. So religious people look at you as being a heathen. Some people think you're a stupid motherfucker. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Now, of course, when you're talking about racist and biker and all that shit, of course, these are just stereotypes. Just because a person has, I'm not saying just because a person has tattoos means that they are racist. That's ridiculous. Matter of fact, I know a lot of friends, personal friends of mine, who has tattoos, who I'm going to have to explain in this episode, but shit, they know me. But, they are not racist. They're some are very good friends, actually. So, to say that is ridiculous. Just because a person has a lot of tattoos doesn't mean they're racist. Doesn't mean that they ride motorcycles either. So there's a lot of ridiculous stereotypes associated with tattoos when people actually see people with them. Unfortunately. But, and I know some of you are saying that you shouldn't give a fuck what people think anyway. What do you have, a low self-esteem? Well, what's wrong with you? Why do you care so much about what people think about you? Okay, well, I understand that. And, you're right. You shouldn't give a fuck what people think about you. Really. Because if you did, you'd be worrying every day, all day. People are going to talk about you no matter what anyway. So you just don't worry about it, and you just don't take heed what, stupid people say. But I look at tattoos as being like a voluntary thing. It's not like other things like you can't help. Like you got a big head or big feet. People talk about you. Shit you can't help. You can't do nothing about. Tattoos, you can do something about it. Tattoos were voluntary. You decided to get them. So, should you worry about what people think if you have tattoos? Well, I guess it depends on what perspective you're looking at it from. Because, if you're looking at it from a certain point of view as far as getting a job, then the negative perception that someone with tattoos give across, I think, is relevant, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think that a person that's interviewing you, and you got tattoos coming all down your arms and neck and tattoo rings and skeletons and shit all on your ear and all kind of shit, what do you think is going through the person that's interviewing you? Do you really believe you're going to get that job? Because of the negative perception. You might be the best person he interviewed all day. I mean, you know your shit. You know, it's not, you have the knowledge, but it's the outer appearance that's fucking you up. So because of that, I would say that's something you have to worry about. Now, if you're going to get a job in a mechanic shop, as a mechanic, or a bike shop, then you probably won't have to worry about this. But if you're getting a job as an accountant, or a banker, or something professional, I can say pretty much 99% your ass ain't getting that job. You're not getting that job. I mean, let's be real. I mean, a lot of you say, well, no, it's what you know, it's your knowledge. If you're the best, you'll get the job. Well, that's bullshit. I mean, half of you working at companies right now know someone within that company that don't know shit, or someones that don't know shit, but, gets promoted or in a high position because they're very attractive. That goes both ways, men or women. Because they look good, because they make the company look good. The idea of the company, the perception they give off helps the company. They look good, but they don't know shit, but they look good. So we're going to promote them. I know half of you know people like that right now. So don't tell me that perception doesn't matter within an organization. Because it does, and I know better. So trust me, if you come up there with a lot of tattoos on your ass and expecting to get a job in a professional setting, then you're delusional. You're delusional. You're not going to get that job as an accountant, as a banker, as an engineer, a TV reporter. Anchorman, whatever the case may be, something professional, you're not going to get that job. So I would say in that instance, you would have to worry about, what are people thinking about you? When you agree, I'll give you another example. Now, what about... And I know a lot of you saying that, if I get a job, and I'm thinking about regular 9-to-5 folks. So I want to jump on something else that I also want. These athletes, the football players and the basketball, especially the basketball players, NBA players. And I'm not going to name any names, and I'm not trying to put anyone down. Really, I'm not. I'm not trying to put anyone down. This is just my opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion. But when I see these athletes, my opinion, with all these damn tattoos on them and sleeves and shit all on their necks and all that kind of shit, they look like a bunch of damn fools. I said it. They do. Somebody got to tell they silly asses. They look like a bunch of damn fools. Tattoos all on their arms and sleeves and necks and elbows. Looking crazy as hell. You're not going to play football forever. You're not going to play basketball forever. You're not going to play hockey forever. You got to come in the real world sooner or later. You got all this tattoos on your ass. What are you going to do? You think you can get a job with ESPN with all those tattoos on your ass? Fuck no. I'll tell you that right now. Fuck no. You're not going to get no job with ESPN, TBS, no local station. No way. You might get a job in radio. Maybe. My point is, you're young. You're making all these decisions, getting all this shit on you and your body, and sometime or another, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back to haunt you. Now, everybody, no. It's not gonna come back to haunt everybody. No. Somebody like LeBron James. He's probably, he has a lot of tattoos, but he's pretty much said, he's the exception to the rule. Let's be real. He's said, let's be real. He's said, but I'm talking about somebody else that is not in that class of, greatness. They're good, but they're not in that class of greatness. They might need to find income after their careers are over, whether in the broadcasting booth or whatever. So that's all I'm saying, that these decisions that you're making when you're younger, I think that a lot of times you should really think twice about those decisions, especially when it comes to your body. Tattoos are permanent. They're not going away. And if you have a lot of them, it's not going to be easy to get rid of them. Something you have to think about. Yeah, they look good when you're 25, 24, you're ripped up, and got 10 packs and shit. Your prime. They look good. I'm talking about men and women. But what about when you're in your 40s? What about when you're going to your 50s, your 60s? 65-year-old man running around with sleeves and shit, and tattoos on your neck. You like a damn fool now. What do you think you're going to look like then? Now, I want to ask you another question. What about the vibe that you give off at your children's school? You have kids and your kids are going to school. You have to go up to your kid's school because, they were acting up or what do they call that shit? When you had to go to the school for the first day. Damn it. What's the name of that shit? I had it on the tip of my tongue. Open house. What if you have to go to open house? You meet all your kids' teachers and fellow parents, and you meet everybody, and you go up in there, all these damn tattoos on your ass. The first thing the teacher of your kids is going to say, damn, now I see why little Johnny and little Sally is crazy as hell. I see why they silly. Because their mom and dad is silly. But now I see why little Johnny and little Sally crazy as hell. Their mom and dad is silly. And that's unfortunate, because their mom and daddy could be the coolest people you ever want to meet when you talk to them and get to know them. But the negative perception of it is they're starting off on the wrong foot. And it's just making shit more difficult for little Johnny and little Sally. Because the first thing the teachers, a lot of them would think is they're thinking about the environment your kids are being raised in. They say, these parents got all these damn tattoos. What the hell going on in that house? Don't you think they don't think that? You bring your ass up to a PTA meeting or open house or a teacher conference, whatever the case may be, and you sitting up there in the school with all these damn tattoo rings and tattoos on your neck and shit. What you think they're thinking about you? What you think they're thinking about little Sally and little Johnny? Damn, now I see why they act the way they do. They have a crazy ass set of parents. And like I said, it's not necessarily true. Maybe y'all ass is crazy. I don't know. But it's not necessarily true, but the perception is that y'all crazy as hell. Because the way you look. So I would say it does matter in that instance. What people think about you. A potential employer, your kid's school. Now, I know when I ask the question, would I want my daughter or son to be with someone with numerous tattoos? And I would strongly say that the answer to that would be fuck no. Hell no. I know a lot of you saying, well, that's not right. Give a fuck. I don't want my daughter or my son with someone with numerous tattoos on their ass. Now, they could be the nicest young man, the nicest young lady in the world. But the perception of it, it brings on unnecessary problems. And I think life is already difficult. You don't need shit helping out, your fucked up life. Shit already hard as it is. So you don't need something helping out, making it more harder. And I think that would definitely qualify as helping out, making it more harder. No, I would not want to see my daughter with a dude with tattoos all on his neck and arms and legs and covered in ink and all, I would not want to see my son with a woman like that. I know a lot of you saying, wow, that's bad, dude. Give a fuck. It's the way I think. You think I'm the only one that think that way? Do you really? I mean, really, do you believe that I'm the only one that think that way? And is it fucked up to think that way? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But that's the society that we live in. It's all about perceptions. Negative perceptions. I don't want my daughter or son going through the shit that you will go through. Motherfuckers having a negative perception about you, won't hire you, potential employers. We go to school talking about my grandkids, future grandkids. I don't have any. My future grandkids, they're going to be looking at you crazy as hell, realizing why little Sally and little Johnny ain't crazy as hell because your ass silly. I don't want my grandkids going through that. And last but not, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. So no, I would not want my son or daughter to be with someone with numerous tattoos. Is it fucked up? Maybe it is. But that is just the way it is. Unfortunately. Really. But that's just the way it is. And that's including myself. I told you earlier, I have a tattoo. And as soon as I get around to it, I'm going to have that shit removed. It was a mistake. That's something I did early in my life. I'm a zodiac sign, And my dumb ass went in there and got a tattoo of my zodiac sign. And every year I get older, I think more and more, what was in my head? Why the hell did I do that? And then I paid a motherfucker to do it. Paid him to put ink in me and, fuck up my body. I mean, it's a good tattoo, don't get me wrong. It's good art. But why? I didn't need a tattoo for everybody to know I was a Scorpio. I didn't need a tattoo with Tweety Bird on it and shit. I didn't need a tribal tattoo, like I'm part of some damn tribe because it looked cool. I didn't need a tattoo with Japanese letters and shit, with some shit I can't even read. Do you get what I'm saying? Can you dig it? Why? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of a tattoo? What benefit does it have? How is it going to help your future and not hinder it? How is it going to help your well-being? How's it going to help you be a better man? How is it going to help you be a better woman? So, I'm looking at all of this stuff now. Why? It's a simple question. Why? I'm going to get this shit on me. What is the benefit? Oh, it looks cool, bro. Huh? You kidding me? So, to answer tonight's question, could having numerous tattoos give off the wrong impression? Yes. Absolutely. And if you have tattoos and you still say no, well, you're fooling yourself. It could give off the wrong impression. And it does. I just told you I have a tattoo that will be removed soon. But I wouldn't want, my daughter or son to be with someone with tattoo. Now, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not talking about the one tattoo on the ankle of a rose. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who covered in ink. You can't even really see their natural skin color because of sleeves and leg sleeves and all that shit. Neck, you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't want my daughter or son with someone like that. Now, if you currently have tattoos like that, and I'm kind of hurting your feelings, I'm sorry. But nobody told your silly ass to get all that shit on you in the first place. I'm telling you like it is. I'm not the only one that feel this way. It's not because you're a bad person. You're not. Not necessarily. It's not because you're a racist. It's not because you're a biker bum. It's not because of you're a delinquent in society. It's not because of any of that. But it's the perception of that those tattoos could have. That's why. It's the trouble. The trouble that they would have or could bring from being in a relationship with someone like that. Or, God forbid, a marriage. It's the trouble. And trust me, when you walk down the street, a lot of people are looking at you. They're not going to tell you to your face. But a lot of people are looking at you like, look at those two stupid motherfuckers. I know a lot of you are saying, well, I don't care what people think. Well, okay, good for you. But like what I said earlier, what about when you look for that job? What about when you go to your kid's school? Would you care then? I know I would. Anyway. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of the X and Y Show. I was a little rough on you guys tonight, but even I love you, and I'm gonna tell you like it is. Even, people with tattoos, I love you. I have friends with tattoos. I don't hate them. I'm just telling you like it is. I'm telling you how you're being looked at. I'm not trying to be mean. I still love you. A lot of you saying, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I still love you. Even those that say fuck you. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of the XY Show. Be sure to catch the XY Show on a wide array of different platforms. I'm on iTunes. I'm on TuneIn. I'm on Stitcher. And I'm also on Google Play. And I'm also a part of the social network as well. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. And I'm also on Instagram. Be sure to find all of that on my website. www.thexyshow.com. That's www.thexyshow.com. You can also send me a note or any feedback on tonight's show or any other show, or any recommendations on any future episodes that you would like to hear about, or just say hello. That'll be nice as well. And I would definitely enjoy that, and would read some of your stuff on the air if possible. Also, be sure to visit X and Y Show store. I have a lot of good items in there for Christmas. I have some Christmas items as well, some Christmas t-shirts, some Christmas mugs. So be sure to check it out. Take a picture and send it to me, and I will definitely post it on my Instagram account and show everyone that you are a true X and Wire. And also be sure to check out my app that is coming very soon, that you can be able to download my app on Android or iPhone. So be on the lookout for that. Download it so you can listen more freely and be notified every time a new episode is available. So don't miss out on that. Keep an eye on that. With that being said, that concludes another episode of the X and Y Show, and I will see you next week. And always remember, you cannot have love without X and Y. This is the X and Y Show signing off. I'm your host, Roosevelt, and I will see you later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.